So how do you actually know if it's working, right? You will only track your response rates. As I've said, you will track all response rates, including the ones that are out of office. So if holiday comes around and everyone is like, stupid, like, or on LinkedIn, you're on LinkedIn, holiday comes around, right? It's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas, it is New Year's, it is Valentine's Day, it is something, right? And people are like, it is Valentine's Day. This is why you should stop your cold email campaigns, or how Christmas taught me to stop my cold email campaigns. Whatever. Like they have their LinkedIn AI post, right? Whenever you read that, you keep blasting because you do the basics right. You will use the holiday to see how many out of office responses you get. If you get a lot of them, your infrastructure is healthy. If you don't get any of them, your infrastructure is cooked. Holidays are perfect to get an indication of how your infrastructure is doing so that you can then use the holiday time to quickly replace inboxes, right? That's how you're going to use the holidays. You're not going to just stop your campaigns. We don't stop campaigns. My campaigns are running 365 days a year. We don't stop campaigns. We don't do that. This is not a thing. Stopping campaigns is absolutely, if you look at the normal distribution of people, right? If this is the IQ on the x-axis and this is the amount of people N on the y-axis, these people between 60 and 75 IQ, these are the guys that are, it's actually way more than that. Unfortunately, it's 75 to 100 or something. But these are like the midwits of this planet are stopping campaigns. Do not stop campaigns. For the love of God, do not stop campaigns. Use holidays. So you want to maintain a minimum 1% response rate. If you struggle to get this, you have a couple things to fix, right? It could be your actual email script. It could be spam keywords in your email script. It could be the offer. It could be your targeting. It could be the health of your inboxes. It could be the accuracy of your, I think I said that, your lists, right? You get the gist. There are a couple of things you can fix. Work on them. So once established, automated placement tests every Sunday to US professional inboxes. This is what you can do with Smart Leads because it's free. If you have very few inboxes in general, you can run automated placement tests because it's essentially for free. I don't do this anymore because I use Email Bison, so I don't really need to do this. This is roughly like, this is how you could also know how it works. I've heard, like I haven't used this for a long time, so I would probably tell you to not use it as well. I've heard that these placement tests are BS. That's what I've heard from the circles, right? So maybe avoid. I don't think this will make a huge difference for you, right? So what I want to tell you, just check response rate. With all of that said, right, I've essentially covered where people waste money, how your infrastructure has to look like to land in the primary inbox, right? You need multiple inboxes to set up the inboxes. As you've learned in my other videos, it's just like one domain, maximum 2 to 3 inboxes per domain. You get multiple domains. If this video is recent, you can happily use scaled mail, right? I'll also link them down below. Awesome company, awesome customer support. I really like them. You get clean lists. You get your sequencing right? You use a sequencer that actually works. If you have access to Email Bison, good for you, do it. And we've covered the non-negotiables where you can never cheap out, right? You will always want to send. You will always want to have a proper offer and targeting. You will always want to emulate human sending behavior. And this is what's going to get you into the primary inbox. If this sounds comically simple, it should be a sign that it actually is true. This is literally what I'm doing at scale. And like running scale is difficult in itself, right? It is going to be harder because you have to manage more stuff and like things happen more quickly, right? But that's also the reason why this is so nice, because it's just way simpler than this bullshit. I can't even fathom how stressful life must